it's Laurie from Cook Scrap Craft, and today I've got a scrapbook process video that is my take on Shimelle's scrapbook layout from her April 21st scrapbook live. And I wish she would do more because I really have been wanting to scrapbook more and be more inspired, but I am trying to keep to my challenge of just doing her 2 lives every week. And so I hope that you've been enjoying seeing what I've come up with based on her layouts. And if you wanna see more, subscribe to the channel. And if you enjoyed this video, then please give it a thumbs up and leave a comment down below and let me know if there are any other scrapbookers online who you follow and who you really like. Obviously, aside from me, but I would love to, Shimelle, I feel like is kind of the big one. Well, Vicky Booten also. I don't know, does she do YouTube lives or Facebook lives or anything like that? And then there's, of course, Paige Evans. But I don't know. I think those are kind of like the big celebrities in scrapbooking, I guess. But if there's somebody else who I'm missing, let me know down below in the comments. So I'm using a diagonal striped pattern paper from American Crafts, and I'm going to do 2 3x4 photos. Shimelle had, I think, just 1 for this one. And I was like, you'll see coming up, I had a single photo that I wanted to do, and I didn't think she was going to end up doing one for this month. So I went ahead, you'll see, I went ahead and did something else. It's going to be for this month's Off the Board challenge. So I had already used my single photo, and I was like, now I got to figure out for 2 photos. So my recommendation, her single photo was vertical. And I think it would be really, really easy to cut down 2 horizontal photos and stack them on top of each other in place of where the 1 vertical photo would be. I didn't do that. That's just my recommendation. That's like that would be my preference. However, I didn't have 2 horizontal photos to stack on top of each other. So I'm just using 2 vertical photos. They were vertical 4x6, and I cut them down to vertical 3x4. I really had no choice. Sometimes with vertical photos, you can cut them down to 3x4 and make them horizontal. The positioning of and what was in these photos, I just wasn't able to do that, and so I kept them vertical, which is fine. This is still going to have the same kind of feel, and it's what I'm doing with Shimelle's layouts is I'm not doing them exactly the same way. I'm just taking inspiration. So it's totally fine if you, like me, also only have vertical photos, you have multiple vertical photos, and you're just gonna make it work, okay? So I backed those 2 photos onto some other pattern paper. To go on top and to create a little background, I've got a leftover piece of B pattern paper. I want to say that could be 49 in market, but I'm not positive. And then I have a leftover piece of some sun pattern paper, which is American Crafts, a leftover piece of like some pink ledger paper, which could be Shimelle actually. I've got a cut apart that says Hey Sunshine, and that was from a Simple Stories sheet. And then I have a little square of some like blue pattern paper that I'm going to stick in there. And I'm just layering, and some green paper as well. There's really no other green. That's kind of the only green that's in the papers. But I was kind of just looking through what I had leftovers of, and I just stacked them all together. So this is a great way to use up items from your stash. And especially if you don't have a lot of full pieces of paper, to just go in and see what you have, what bits and pieces you have, and then layer them up in a way that works for you and your photos and your design. I didn't start putting any embellishments down just yet because I wanted to make sure I had all my papers down, and I felt like sometimes it's easier for me to stick things down or to stick the papers down first and then go back for the embellishments, as opposed to trying to figure out the placement of everything and then going back. I scrapbook both ways. I don't know how you guys do it. If you take it layer by layer, if you kind of figure out the placement of things first and then start sticking, let me know down in the comments what you do. I kind of go back and forth sometimes. It just really depends on the layout. And also, I guess, depends on if I have pulled embellishments in advance. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. And especially for something like this, I'm not working with a full collection. I'm working with stuff that's just leftover scraps from my stash. And I feel in those instances where I'm not super prepared and I don't have everything pulled, I feel like it is easier to start sticking things down first and then go back and add all of the embellishments. And then I get a better feel for where I can put things and really, adhere them and get them in the right space. So anyway, these are 2 photos, again, from our Colorado trip in August 2023. I'm almost done with these, and I'm almost done with September 2023. So I don't know, I've been making some progress this month. I don't have a challenge idea for May yet. Let me know down below if you think of a personal challenge, a personal scrapbook challenge that I could come up with for May, in the same vein of what I've been doing, doing every day, doing a color challenge, doing this Shimelle thing. I mean, I could just do another month of Shimelle, I guess, but if you have any other idea, let me know down below. Or maybe I should be doing, actually, I think I might have just answered my own question, to be quite honest with you. But you'll have to come back in May to find out and see what happens. But I would still welcome any suggestions, because there are tons of other months left in this year. We're not even halfway through the year yet. But anyway, these are from Colorado. We went to a place called Cave of the Winds, and I will have a few more photos to scrapbook from that. Most of these photos were taken inside a cave, and I just put them in a page, in pocket pages, 4x6 pocket page, basically because it was just going to be easier. I had so many photos, and when I was going back through them, half of them I was like, I don't even know which way is up. What's the ceiling? What's the bottom? I don't even know anymore. So I did get rid of some of those that I had printed. I hate doing that sometimes because I feel like it's a waste of money. But sometimes it's hard to pare them down when you're looking at them on a phone screen or a computer screen. It's a lot easier to go through them and pare them down when you're looking at them in person and you have them in your hand. So yes, I didn't use all of the photos that I printed. The pocket page, when I do my layout share for April, you'll see the other Cave of the Wind photos that were taken inside the cave. These were taken outside. There was this big Adirondack chair with the Colorado flag symbol on it. Yeah, state flag symbol painted on it. And then there was a big bear statue inside the gift shop at the end. And so I think both of them were inside the gift shop at the end. And my daughter was a little upset because we didn't have time to look at the gift shop. We had to go straight to lunch. But I did, we stopped long enough to take these 2 pictures. And so I put those 2 together because they're both of my daughter with giant photo ops. And then I have another series of pictures that were taken outside while we were waiting to go into the cave. I think I have 4 of those. So those will be their own layout as well. And then these 2 layouts really set the stage and have space where I'm going to do the journaling and everything. And then the rest of the photos that are in the pocket page are just kind of like the secondary piece to this whole series of cave photos. If you've never been to Cave of the Winds, I would recommend it. I thought it was pretty cool. It's I don't know where it is. It seems like it's kind of out in the middle of nowhere, in a small town. We did get lunch. You drive up a hill to get to this place, and then you drive down the hill and you're into this town, and I can't remember the name of the town, but we ate at a really cute little restaurant. We got it to go, and then there were some tables and chairs outside where you could eat. And they had vegan and gluten-free options. So, of course, I can't remember the name of the town or the name of the restaurant, but I do think I have a photo of. I think I scrapbooked a photo of it before. So maybe I'll go back, and if I can remember, I might have done a process video. I don't know. But anyway, it was neat. So now I'm just going to add in a couple of the embellishments. And as I was scrapbooking this, I did have the video that Shimelle did from April 21st up on my computer. And so I was kind of following the general guidelines of where she was putting down the embellishments. So I have a journaling spot there where I'm adding in my journaling. I added a little heart sticker next to it. I've got a flower sticker and a phrase sticker down at the bottom right-hand corner of the photo spread. I think I have to add just a few more. And mainly I'm using some Shimelle stickers, some Vicky Bouton, kind of just going through my stash, looking for stuff that might fit. Because again, I didn't pull any embellishments out to begin with. but I feel like the color scheme from these two sticker sheets work really well with what I am working with, and I got both of those at Joann on sale. I know I feel like I say this in every video, but it's because I'm using stuff that I got from Joann. I would love to know the stock, the shelving, what's the word I'm looking for? How full are the shelves still at your Joann? Let me know down below in the comments. I haven't been back in mine. The plan is to wait until next month and just see what they have. I don't know if the store has a plan to close. I'm sure each store might be a little different, but you know, you can't pass up a good scrapbook deal. So anyway, and where are you guys shopping for your scrapbook supplies now that we've lost? Well, I've lost a local scrapbook store near me. Now I'm losing Joann. I have to be honest with you, I don't even know how Michael's is still in business, because every time I go into that store, there aren't many shoppers. There aren't many employees. They've changed their cash registers to self-checkout. There's always one person, one employee kind of standing around just making sure in case people need help. So I'm not really sure how they're doing so well, because nobody's ever at the Michael's that I go to. And I have two out by me. So anyway, that's just me, because I don't really like Michael's to begin with. So I've lost Tuesday Morning as well, which makes me mad, because they always had really good stuff on sale for scrapbooking. And I mean, back in the day, Big Lots used to have scrapbooking stuff as well, and they no longer have that. So it's coming down to basically being Michael's, scrapbook.com. Paper Issues is an online scrapbook store. You can't find everything you want like you can at scrapbook.com, but you can find a lot of good stuff. And they have a good online Facebook community as well. But I mean, scrapbook.com still has a community. I used to be a really big participant in the scrapbook.com galleries. I'm not so much anymore, really not so much. And they had message boards and things like that. I just don't really do that anymore. So I don't know. Let me know where you're shopping for scrapbook supplies. So again, adding in a couple more embellishments. So I kind of have just little groupings of 3s in different places. I feel like I'm being very careful and very precise with where I'm putting things down. And maybe that's just because I'm trying to mimic, again, like I said, the overall idea of where Shimelle was putting her embellishments. And now I'm adding some splatters. This is that scattered straw color, which I'm starting to really like, because it kind of leaves like a shimmery, not super gold, but it's shimmery yellow, and it's just really pretty, but it's not super bright like my favorite, the Speckled Lemonade. And I think it just really goes well with the yellows that are in the pattern papers that I chose for this. So that's finishing up the layout. You're going to see the close-up photos to follow, so you can see things in a little more detail. And I hope that you enjoyed this video and that you're enjoying all of my April challenge videos, process videos. Come back next week for more scrapbooking, and follow me on social media for a whole lot more. Bye!